percent of children in poverty in New Orleans is 43.8%. Without any other information, most people can realize how high that is. Oftentimes, though, statistics remain just that, a number, and fail to reveal the very real struggles hidden behind that number. So again, 43.8% of kids fall below the poverty line in New Orleans. And to me, the stat begs 4 different questions into what the number actually means. The first question to logically answer is what the poverty line actually is. Unsurprisingly, it all comes down to money, and not a lot of it. For a single mother household, which is the family makeup of almost half the kids with child poverty, anything below $16,317 is considered poverty. To put this into context, an empty one-bedroom apartment costs around $7,874, half of that income. The minimal cost of food adds another $4,342, another fourth of that money. Combining that with another $1,000 for only 50 gallons of gas a year, the family is left with under $3,000 to pay for any other expenses for a whole year, including furniture and really anything that makes a home a home. And as the family gets larger, the money barely increases, which means no matter the size, families struggle with poverty in the same way. Now that we know what it is, how does poverty affect the kids who actually live in it? It turns out the answer takes form both in everyday life and lifelong struggles. A teen may be exposed to harsh inconveniences, such as having to answer calls about bills, being without food for meals, and facing the loss of basic needs such as power at any second. He also has to deal with chronic neglect, an issue that arises from parents working almost all hours, leaving the kid to fend for themselves. Due to lack of money, he misses out on experiences that many people take for granted, such as birthday parties, and does not have the money or transportation to hang out with friends, leaving him even more isolated. Lastly, kids and teens in poverty are often encountered with such financial burden from their families that they have to leave school in order to work, a sacrifice that causes even more poverty down the road. Which brings us to the third question: why is child poverty such a large issue in New Orleans? The answer seems to stem from a large cycle of poverty born of the city's incredibly high incarceration rate. Because of this, more people struggle to find a job due to their record, and even if they can, the little money that they make cannot make up for the higher than average rent cost in New Orleans, which in turn creates an unstable environment that increases their chance of ending up in prison again, which begins the cycle again. This is also the reason why the poverty and incarceration rate in New Orleans have remained high for so long, and why many kids see little escape from it. Speaking of this, the last logical question about child poverty is, well, if there is anything that can be done about this statistic. Although there are some programs set up to help those who fall below the poverty line, it is obviously not enough. And additional programs that would provide assistance in key areas such as food and housing could do a lot to help make a dent in the numbers. There is also another key thing that each person can do that may help fight child poverty on the individual level. There are 34,164 kids in New Orleans that fall below the poverty line, which means that it is very likely many teens know at least one person who struggles with poverty. By recognizing the signs of child poverty and helping those inflicted with the emotional issues and being encouraging and supportive, everyone can help defend against the worst symptoms of child poverty, which will allow kids to accomplish smaller goals that will eventually help them immensely. So although we may never see an end to all of child poverty, all of those in New Orleans, especially teens, can individually impact the statistic and in turn provide a small solution to child poverty one person at a time.